Well, we're 1 week away from closing the market of transfer market to be closed. This is actually going to be the 1st of September. So I do have a little bit of update about what's going on in the case of Kylian Mbappe because we're getting close to that window. So you cannot miss the show. We'll start right now. Muy buena mi gente, aquí nos encontramos nuevamente en otro programa de Fútbol con Bambam.
Dentro del área, golpea Petit, Zidane y gol. Ha marcado Zidane el 1-0 para Francia.
Welcome everybody, and here we go. This is another program with Futbol con Bambam, and yes, I do want to talk about the market. It's closing. The window is closing exactly in 1 week from today. Yes, next Friday, it will be the end day. That will be the day that we will know if Kylian Mbappe is in Real Madrid or will be dressing white or it will be remaining as a Paris Saint-Germain player. Well, beforehand, I do want to give you guys a little bit of update because this week has occurred a lot of things. And one of the things important that has occurred is that I finally have listened to an interview of the PSG community owners of the page, of Twitter page, talk officially in an interview. They've been very communicative about all the things they've done. So much news that has occurred that it's been already outstanding, and everybody takes them that everything that they publicize, it's not smoke. It is actually something that has occurred. For example, they were the only account that was actually mentioning about Luis Enrique was going to be actually the main coach of Paris Saint-Germain instead of Nagelsmann, which everybody was saying that Nagelsmann was actually going to be the coach of Paris Saint-Germain, and then Luis Enrique was actually the coach selected for the squad. Now, having that said, they've also mentioned that Luis Campo was not in a good way right now with Paris Saint-Germain and that he was going to be fired from his position. Well, they've been very close. Paris Saint-Germain is not in a good standing right now with Luis Campo, and there is comments that before the market ends, Luis Campo might be outside of Paris Saint-Germain, or it's going to be early this year. They're going to be fired. So therefore, they have been very reliable with their news every time they publicize. So what makes this different? Well, they were the page that actually said, and they have been the only source that has mentioned that apparently they have had an actual witness the contract between PSG and Real Madrid for 200 million plus 50 million in bonuses for Kylian Mbappe to be joining Real Madrid this summer. This was actually publicized June 22nd. We know that around that time, it was the big mess that Florentino Perez came out on the air to a YouTuber telling them, yeah, we're going to have Kylian Mbappe 2024 in the summer 2024. He's coming for sure. And then the next day, Kylian Mbappe sends an official letter saying, I am not opting for the additional year of contract for the extension. Therefore, I will be leaving Paris Saint-Germain at 2024, the summer, for free. Something that Paris Saint-Germain has not taken well. And they actually even threaten him that if he does not decide, he would not be able to participate ever with the team. And if he decides to stay, he will sit on the bench the entire year. Now, we saw how crucial they were with him and how critical they were that they did not take him to Japan. They took away his shirts from the market. They've taken away and stripped his image from the stadium. All the publicity took him away. You know, this is some measures that Paris Saint-Germain has taken against Kylian Mbappe. And then we also mentioned a week ago that there was an important meeting between Kylian Mbappe and a right-hand man from the Sheikh, who actually had a conversation with Kylian Mbappe to be able to talk a little bit more on the realistic side above the PSG president of Al-Khelaifi. And that actually justified the sudden change of the attitude between the club and the player, right? Because we saw him play last game. We saw him celebrate and shout the message, screaming, I'm staying, we're staying. You know, it was around the line about what Kylian Mbappe has been saying every time that he's been publicized he's been saying the same thing, consistency. I am gonna stay until the summer of 2024. Now, it's interesting because on this interview, I actually get to listen to Maxime. He's talking about a couple things that makes it very interesting. You know, he has a theory, and this is not really a theory. He's actually saying that he believes and he knows that this is going to occur, and that everything that is happening right now, it's meant to happen because it's part of the process. Now, this is very interesting what he's talking about, because let's talk about the official contract. Apparently, once the letter from Kylian Mbappe was submitted officially to the club saying that he would not opt for that extension bonus, right? The extension year in Paris Saint-Germain, this actually raised the alarms of the Emir and the Paris Saint-Germain. Apparently, they have considered and really believe and said, hey, this cannot happen. If this kid does not opt for the extension, then we're going to be in a crisis economically, and this is not going to be good for the club. Therefore, we need to start looking for options. Now, they knew that the player was mentioning that Real Madrid was one of the options, or the only option that he wanted, especially when Arabia sounded like they were going to be interested in submitting a big mega contract to acquire Kylian Mbappe. Now, having this mention and all this knowledge that has come, it is said that on the 22nd of June, apparently Real Madrid in Qatar has come to an agreement of 200 million plus 50. Now, the conditions in here, this is like a pre-contract. You know, I don't want nobody to understand that this is officially a contract. This is a pre-contract. This is like a pre-agreement saying, hey, hold your horses a little bit. I am going to try to acquire and convince this kid to stay and remain with us. But if we cannot, before the market close, we already want to have a number in a ballpark that nothing gets a little bit thrown away, because they know that the closer the market comes, the more Real Madrid will be able to pressure and lower the value of the player. Now, because of that, and Qatar wanted to make sure that they have a number that they all feel comfortable, and this is 250. And it's coincidence or not that this entire week, the whole news is talking about that if that PSG has put a dollar sign for Kylian Mbappe, that if Real Madrid comes to them with officially with 250 million euros, Kylian Mbappe will be playing for Real Madrid. You know, it is not coincidence based on what this guy is talking about. He's talking about that this is all planned and this is the initial agreement. Now, he did confess that he personally did not see this document, but one of his business partners, we understand the PSG community is run by 3 business partners. He's saying that one of the business partners, who apparently has really good insight and has really good connections with Paris Saint-Germain, has shown him officially this agreement between Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. Now, if this is true, this is major. This is major because we're going to see this week something amazing occurring, right? Now, what else had he mentioned? Well, part of the interview, he was asked about what makes you so confident that this is really going to happen and this is truthful. Now, he explained that everything the PSG is actually doing right now is a movie. And let me explain to you a little bit about what he said, and in my own words, in the same point. He's saying that PSG is actually standing up as a friend. So what he's doing, he's actually saying, we cannot allow that our image gets ruined by a player for us to look that we're weaker than a player. Then a player actually is over our shield. Therefore, that explains a little bit why PSG has been so strong on their decisions about, you're not going to the mission with us. We're taking your image away. We're taking your jersey away. Everything that they've done to Kylian Mbappe has been to show a strong front. Now, on Kylian Mbappe's side, he was explaining that Kylian Mbappe did not appreciate the way they were treating him in the club. And this is something that he actually made on the part that this is not working in favor of PSG, because now he has the opportunity to stay if he wants to and get all the bonuses and leave for free next summer. And right now, he doesn't want to be in a competition with PSG. So this actually changed the whole story, because he says, listen, if I'm going to leave this summer, if you guys really want me to leave this summer, you know, I want to leave, but I can't say it publicly. But if you guys really want me to leave this summer, I do want to leave with a great image. I do not want to leave how Edison Cavani left from the club. Now, everybody knows Edison Cavani, maximum goal leader of all time for Paris Saint-Germain, one of the golden and legacy for Paris Saint-Germain, did not leave in the proper way from Paris Saint-Germain. When the time they came to be able to leave, he got pretty much the boot, and it looked nasty in this point, the way that his relationship with Paris Saint-Germain was. Now, this is something that Kylian Mbappe has made clear that he does not want to have the same experience. He wants to leave Paris Saint-Germain in a good manner. He wants to leave in a good way and with a great image. And this is why he's been consistently mentioning his intention to stay until summer 2024. Because he's saying, listen, I'm going to comply with my contract. I'm going to commit to my contract, and I'm leaving when my contract is due. So I will give everything for my club and my people until my contract is due. Now, having this said, this actually puts in a straight, makes a lot of sense in the manner that how he's been acting, how he's been consistent about his actions with the club. Now, this weekend is going to be interesting because this weekend, Paris Saint-Germain is going to play in Lens, against Lens. And there is comments, RMC and L'Equipe apparently are saying that Sunday, Kylian Mbappe will be dressed in the public. Now, nobody knows exactly what he's going to do. I believe that he's just going to say, I'm going to stay an additional year, and I'm going to be with you guys 100%, and I'm here, and c'est la vie, and everything. He's going to come in and just proclaim that he wants to stay, to be able to show that his heart and his soul wants to be with the club. Now, this is going to be a big backlash because then the week comes in, and what makes it interesting, he says that when the week comes in, this is why Paris Saint-Germain is going to say, no, you're not going to stay. You're not going to renew. You're not staying. We're selling you. And that way, Kylian Mbappe actually can show the world saying, I wanted to stay, I wanted to commit, but the club does not want me. Therefore, goodbye, au revoir, I'll see you. Merci beaucoup. He will say everything completely. He will look like a hero, and he will leave as a hero from the club. Paris Saint-Germain will look like there's no player bigger than the club, and both of them will save their image. Now, we know already that 2 days ago, there was a meeting already between the Mbappés and Paris Saint-Germain. And what is rumored about this 2 days, this last meeting that they had, apparently PSG showed them once again two proposals about possible extension contracts, about an increase in salary, about bonuses, about things, and it's been rejected once again by Kylian Mbappe. So this is looking on the path, according to this guy about PSG community, that everything is working and it's rolling the way that it should be. Now, other thing that is important about this interview that he said, there was another question that it says, we don't believe us, when he said we, it was a guy from Madrid, or news reporter from Madrid, telling him, we don't believe that Kylian Mbappe, who stayed for money last summer, is willing to give that much money up just to be able to join Real Madrid this year. Now, this guy actually said that the only reason why Kylian Mbappe stayed last summer with Paris Saint-Germain was because in one of the conversations, he says, hey, I'll stay, but only for this amount of money. And he threw a rocket high number, something that the family always thought they would never agree to. And then because PSG agreed to it, and it was astronomical numbers, we already know about this. You know, if you've been watching this channel, I've mentioned that amount, you know, so it's astronomical, almost €1 billion. So therefore, this is something Kylian Mbappe said, Madrid can wait for me for 2 years. So he apologized to Florentino Perez, and then after that, he keeps a communication with Florentino Perez, my people. He's been keeping. Florentino Perez is a businessman. He does not take anything personal, and he's one of the richest guy in Forbes for a reason. So if it's something about business, he knows how it is. He knows how to play his poker face, and he does not put his feelings to his business. So therefore, he comes in, he keeps in communication with the Mbappe family, and now we're looking, and the guy from PSG community, Maxime, started saying, hey, Kylian Mbappe took a big chunk of money when he did his renewal of the contract. He took all his bonuses, and he does not mind losing X amount of money that he might be able to lose, because he's not going to lose the whole bonus this year, but they're saying that he's willing to come in a happy medium with PSG. So he would not care about losing a little bit amount of money, well, not a little bit for us, but for him. It comes out to be that he will willing, because now he's focused more on a project. Now he knows that if he joins Real Madrid, there's still a marketing business that is going to be humongous for him and the team, and all that is going to be revenue. So he knows he's going to still make a lot of money by joining Real Madrid. Maybe a little bit less than what he was getting with PSG, but if you've been watching this channel, you know that the numbers are not that far apart. So, you know, I invite you to go back and look for one of those shows and be able to look a little bit more numbers if that's something that you're interested in. But having all this said, the last thing that he did mention was he said that he was banned from being, well, I'm talking about PSG community. These people have been banned from PSG to be able to join any practice or anything. So what they found out why they're being banned is because apparently the club did not like the way the news was going out, because it was exposing too much about what they wanted. So they're saying that because their image is not looking right, this is why they banned them. Now, they did find out afterwards that what's happening is that all the information that they've been given has been so accurate that PSG did not want to continue for people to learn exactly all the plans about the club. Now, this is something that he's been saying. This is something that he's been going on, and he's bound and he's not stopped. And when it was asked to him, do you really, really, really think that he's coming this summer to Real Madrid? He didn't even hesitate. He just said, yes, he is coming. He actually said it in Spanish. He said, sí, llega. So this is the latest news that we have about Kylian Mbappe. We know that it's been a week and a half. This is another question that was asked to him. Does it surprise you that, or is it weird that PSG has been so silent and RMC, LEquipe, or any news press that has been known to be the ear from PSG, or has been the fountains or the engine to spread the gospel about what PSG wants people to know, if they've been so quiet, if this is something, you know, rare that he finds it. And he said, listen, every time PSG has done this, it's because a huge bombings are going to explode. So just sit and wait. So fellas, we will still communicate next week. We will see exactly what happens. If you want to know what Futbol Conbambam thinks, I think I'm aligned with PSG community. I think they will come in, and Kylian Mbappe is actually going to be presented because, and this is important, this weekend, or actually tomorrow, no, not tomorrow, Saturday. Yes, I think it's tomorrow, Saturday. I have to look. Either today or tomorrow, Real Madrid is actually going to be playing the last game as an away game. So that means next week, Real Madrid first game is actually going to be on the 2nd of September. So guess what? Perfect opportunity that Bernabeu is back in place. And what better way will be to present a megastar the way Cristiano Ronaldo was presented. So that is the rumors. We did see some images last week about in Madrid having a big stage and a walkway and everything, crossing the field from one side to another. All that cannot be coincidence, people. So, you know, stay tuned to the channel. If you like this, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't been subscribed to the channel, and continue. Leave me your comment. What do you think? You think Mbappe is going to make it to the Real Madrid this summer? Or is he going to actually go and renew another extension contract on him? I want to know your thoughts. And guess what? We're going to see each other next week with Futbol Conbambam. Ciao!